Hi, this is Danielle Damianov with EWM Realty, and I am here once again with Vanessa Vasquez with Vanessa de Lara Law Group, who is a local probate attorney here in Miami, and we are here to answer questions in reference to probate. So, Vanessa, tell us exactly what homestead is. What is a homestead property?
Sure. So homestead is when you own a property that you've been living in when you pass away. That property that you were living in is considered your homestead. And under Florida law, there's special rights and basically special rights and inheritance rights that you have when you leave behind the homestead.
Okay. So then what are the benefits of having a homestead property in the probate process?
So the homestead property is considered to be exempt from creditors. It's considered to have special inheritance rights in that it descends to spouse and children in a special manner outside of the, sort of alongside the probate process. So you are able to receive it without having to pay off any creditors that aren't actually attached to the property.
I see. Okay, so when there's a homestead property, then the beneficiaries or the spouse and children automatically get the property and the proceeds from the sale of the property without having to pay off any of the creditors that may...
Exactly. Once the court has determined that the property is homestead, then they would be able to avail themselves of those rights.
Okay, perfect. So then in the probate process, and this is aside from homestead, how do the beneficiaries get paid? So when someone passes and it goes through the probate process, how do they get paid?
So once the property is actually sold and the closing has happened, the proceeds typically go into a restricted depository, which is set up by order of the court. And what happens is basically the administration of the estate sort of follows the closing. And that would be settling any claims that are legitimate claims that are not exempt, making any kind of arrangements that need to be made. Maybe there's more than one property, or there's personal property, a car or a bank account, things like that. Once all the assets are sort of gathered and the creditor period has expired, which in Miami-Dade is 90 days, we would then petition the court to distribute, according either to a will or according to Florida statute, to all the beneficiaries. So basically, the closing usually happens kind of in the beginning or in the middle of the process, and then from there, we would go ahead and wait out the period, ask the court to distribute, and that's when the beneficiaries all cash out.
Okay. So you mentioned something about 90 days, and I'm just curious. In the probate process, the creditors have 90 days to place a claim.
Exactly.
If they don't place the claim within 90 days, then that creditor essentially doesn't get paid.
Exactly. You have to send notice to any creditors that you are aware about. So if you know that mom had, a Visa card, you're required to send the notice to them, and that actually shortens the period to only 30 days for that creditor. But any creditors that you're unaware about, what we have to do locally is we have to publish in the legal newspaper, and then that publication will run twice, and 90 days from the first date of publication, any creditor claims are then barred. So basically creditors are required to keep an eye on this newspaper so that if they have any claims against anybody who has an open estate, they have to file them within those 90 days.
Okay. And now who sends the letter? Is that the personal representative or the probate attorney?
The probate attorney does that.
The probate attorney. And so that's why it's very important to have a probate attorney on your side to be able to handle all of the aspects of this complicated process.
Exactly.
Okay, great. So my question then is, if the probate, if the process is not complete and you have the sale of the property, then what happens?
So basically, when the property closes, you're going to put the funds into a restricted depository. If the creditor period had already expired, and maybe the last thing to happen was the closing, then sometimes you can have, the funds distributed out to the beneficiaries. But while the process is still happening, the funds will get put into the restricted account, and then the process will kind of finish out, and once the process is finished, then the distribution will be made.
Okay, perfect. Well, thank you again. Thanks so much for watching. Again, this is Danielle Damianov with EWM Realty and Vanessa Vasquez with Vanessa de Lara Law Group. If you have any questions on the probate process, feel free to contact Vanessa, and any questions on real estate, feel free to give me a call. Thanks so much for watching, and make it a great day.